Are you ready?
My coach, Barbara H. Smith. Why did I hire her? Because she's the best.
Barbara H. Smith is a powerhouse. She just walks in the room and grabs your attention, and she does that in a way that just makes you feel loved and like she's paying attention to you. She cares about you, and she wants to see you be your best self.
She was able to dig inside and find the passion that was deep within me.
Barbara's energy is one of the reasons that I had to have her as my coach. I love the way she is real with people.
The reason I felt like I needed a coach was because I have some big goals and I needed to build my confidence. I knew that Barbara could help me do that.
I felt that I could trust her.
I would definitely recommend to get coaching from Barbara H. Smith if you feel like you need to level up your confidence. She would just help you feel like bold, like you can take on the world.
She has really shown me who I am. She has changed my mindset to a place that I know that I am more powerful today than I would have ever been if I had never met Barbara Smith.
Here we go. Here we go. Yes, yes. Oh my God, I'm so excited. I know y'all say every week she excited, but this week here, I'm excited beyond belief. What time is it? It's time to step into your greatness because the world is waiting for you. Today, I have so much to tell you, but before I go into my guest, I want to let you know that tomorrow at 6 p.m., if you in the 757 or vicinity, I'm signing my book at 9622 Warwick Boulevard in Newport News, Virginia at All About Events. All About Events is hosting the Barbara H. Smith Show, and the book is finally here. Speak, Coach, Train. Ta-ta! So exciting. The book signing is tomorrow from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. Please do stop by. There'll be prizes, there'll be surprises, and might be a morsel of food for you to take away with you. Listen, it's going to be a smashing good time, so be sure to stop by. Then on tonight, right after the show at 9:15, I have a VIP masterclass. You want to know how to present better, how to communicate better, how to get your message across more clearly and succinctly. I am the trainer for you. Get in there where you fit in there and come on by the masterclass, VIP masterclass. It's at bit.ly/BHS masterclass, lowercase. It's going to be shown on the screen later for you to catch on fire and come on in with us. And now, I got to breathe. The guest that I have today is going to blow your mind. Dr. H.C. Lotus Richie is the CEO of Lotus Richie Ignites. She's a co-founder of Women Reach Out with God Initiative in Nigeria, Africa, and United States Ambassador for Foundation Lab Burundi and Africa. She's a certified life coach, public speaker, international best-selling author, global transformation strategist, a business coach, certified trauma professional, certified disc trainer, Guinness World Record holder of 2020, Red Cross certified instructor, assist certified suicide intervention trainer, a serial entrepreneur, a global civility ambassador, a licensed ordained elder, and Dr. Lotus is not done yet. She is an experienced trainer, specializing in creating dynamic change and igniting others to discover their own personal gifts so that they can be their best selves. I love this lady already, and I just met her not too long ago. Her zone of genius is training entrepreneurs to use the technology such as Zoom, StreamYard, and other platforms in social media. Now, she does a lot of social media marketing so that others can thrive in their role and be successful entrepreneurs in today's world of technology. Dr. Lotus's expertise in video creation allows entrepreneurs to exhibit their professionalism and enhance the visibility of their brand. Help me bring to the show, oh my God, Dr. Lotus Richie. Drop the mic.
It's time for you to start bossing in social media. For all your social media needs, you've come to the right place at the right time to get your website designed, landing page, social media platforms, and get the training you need to get in front of the people that's ready to buy your products and services. Let me train you with StreamYard, Zoom, Clubhouse, and much more. And let me help you get your virtual professionals, not assistants, because assistants can only assist you, but the virtual professionals can give you that professional flavor that you need to expand your reach and increase your revenue. Jump on in and get in where you fit in and start bossing today.
Oh, yeah.
Woo, woo!
It's about to be live and popping right here with Dr. Lotus Roche. Hey, Lotus.
Hey, Barbara H. Smith, what's cooking? Great looking. Why be good when you can be great? So you can ignite and take flight in every area of your life. How are you doing? And I'm happy to be here.
I am so excited that both of us being on fire, we're going to blow and burn up this doggone platform today. What? I'm so happy that you're here. We just recently met at the Black Business Expo. Let's put a plug right there for the Black Business Expo. Thank you, Dr. Eric Kelly, for your visionary, your family's vision for having all of these entrepreneurs showcased on this platform. One of the largest Black business showcases in the history of North Carolina and in the world. Okay, so we are excited to be on this platform, IBM TV. I want to thank Mark Lee in the back, who's always got us up live and on point. I want to just really thank all of everybody that worked with the Black Business Expo. Maxine, I don't want to start calling names. Sharon Campbell, Teresa, all of the people who were speakers on the platform, including you, Dr. Roche. You did your thing out there, lady. And I want to tell you thank you on behalf of President Green and all of the people who are behind the scenes that don't get recognized. I want to thank you for them. So,
let's talk. My pleasure. But can I do a plug too?
Yes, do it.
Okay, so this plug is for a gentleman. He is phenomenal. He is incredible. He is amazing. He is no other than who? Yes, that's right. I said it. He's the baby boy. Number 3, if you get busy with Eric, Dr. Eric Kelly. Yeah, I got to plug that. You know why? Because if I didn't plug it, Mark Lee in the back would surely get me. So I'm happy to be here. And I just want to thank them as well for doing what they do with Maxine too. Thank you. I'm sending out all the love for the folks on the Black Business Expo because we can't do it just one time. And for those of you that know Miss Barbara H. Smith and that know Dr. Lotus Richie, we say this: if life gets any better, there'll be 2 of us telling you the same thing. And you don't want 2 of us getting down with the get down. So we had to do it twice. So thank you, Miss Smith, for letting me do what I do.
It's awesome. It's awesome. So I want to start the show basically just talking about Dr. Lotus Richie. How did you come to be this conglomerate of social media presence? You know, what happened in your life? We want to know about you. We want to hear from you about you right now.
Long road. And if I started where I began, we would be here till when you come back from Africa. But we're not going to go that far. Okay? We're not going to give all the age away. But I will say this, you know, a lot of times people talk about coming from humble beginnings. And I came from a humble beginning, had a great dad. He's no longer with us. My mom, she's amazing, rock solid. And when they were working early on in life, I had to go to a babysitter. Had a nice babysitter. She was great. But one day she had a doctor's appointment and she had to leave me there at her house. And her grandson, he raped me. And for a long time, I didn't talk about that. And I'm opening with that story to say to each and every one of you that are listening to me, that are under the sound of my voice, even if you over in the living room, but you're ear hustling, trying to figure out what is that person watching on their phone or their iPad or their computer. This is what they're listening to, something very amazing and powerful, because what was meant for me to be a victim turned into a victory because I decided to spin it that way. Why? Because I decided that nothing would ever hold me down after I really started checking in with myself. Because, Barbara, for a long time, I stayed silent about that. In fact, I stayed silent for 15 years about that. I mean, I was 6 years old when it first happened. And the kids' family, they were a part of organized crime. And he said, if you tell somebody, I'm going to kill you. And so in the first book that I wrote with about maybe 24 people out of Latin America in Canada, the first book of the saga that was called The Opportunity to Transcend in the Midst of Crisis, with a good friend of mine out of Canada, Miss Sanchez, and you know who you are, I was able to tell my story. Now, I'm a Guinness World Record holder. I wrote a book with hundreds of people, but I never told that story until I got in that place, the opportunity to transcend in the midst of crisis. Because for 15 years, Barbara, I was in crisis.
Why do you think you waited so long? What was it?
I think it was fear. I think it was blame. Because, we here in the United States, well, I digress. Globally, many of us are taught, and having traveled globally, I've seen this in other cultures. So that's why I had to digress. We are taught to be silent. And I talk about Silence of the Lamb in that book. We are told that children should be seen and not heard. And
well, especially women, though, right?
Pardon?
Especially women, though, right?
Especially women of color. Did you know that? And we subscribe to that philosophy of thinking and behaving. There's a book called The Sisters of the Yam by Bell Hooks. And Bell Hooks talks about the internal loathing of people of color. And so here's one thing that we know. And even in the movie The Color Purple, Miss Oprah Winfrey said this in her character role. And she said, children ain't safe in the family of men's. And unfortunately, for many people, that was the truth.
That's true.
Okay, now the babysitter's grandson wasn't my cousin, wasn't nothing, but it still happened. You know why? Because they're still my family. And so we have to really be careful about how we silence our children. And here's something that I found out too. Boy children ain't safe in the family of men's.
That's the truth.
And I know that from a personal experience, because someone I dated shared that he was raped by a family member. But we held it for so long because of the guilt, the shame, the silencing of the lambs. And so I tell this story now because I want people to know that there is life through the death that some people feel that they suffer. Because a part of them, the innocence has died in a part of them. The part of them that just blindly trust has died. And like me, I had a lot of trust issues for many, many years. Well, into my, I'm not going to say how many years, but you get the gist. So yeah, people just hold on. And primarily, I think oftentimes, Barbara, it's because of fear. What are the theys going to say? What are they going to think of me? It's a taboo to really talk about it, especially for those when they talk about it to their parents, especially if a mom is with a dad that has raped the child. And when they tell them and nothing happens, it really devastates them. It makes them feel like you're choosing this person over me. And so it's really a hard pill to swallow.
Yeah, we lost Lotus's audio for a second. She is in a storm, so she may be in and out. But in any event, what she's saying is so true. When you have a trauma in your life at a young age, some people never recover from it. Some people never come back from it. But we're here to talk today some about domestic violence, about sexual abuse, about incest, because it's one of those conversations and one of those topics that's very uncomfortable for a lot of people. It's very uncomfortable. And so I understand being raped at 6 years old, because I too had a similar situation. I was 12. And what it does to your life for years to come is nothing short of devastation, especially when you feel dirty, you feel unwanted, you feel unloved. And just like Lotus just said, when the abuser tells you that they're going to either kill you or your parents if you tell, it causes you to even clamp down and close in further. But just like Dr. Roche just said, once you're able to tell the story, once I was able to tell my story, Lotus, I was able to see other women who came to me and said, whispered in my ear, they couldn't tell it aloud to anybody else yet. They said to me, you just told my story. And that gave me more strength to tell more people that it's not okay for you to internalize that and keep that all bottled in, because it's destroying what you're intended to do. So when I say, what time is it? It's time for you to discover your greatness, because people are waiting for you.
Yeah.
Dr. Lotus is back with us. So I want you to tell us some about your career. Are you able to hear me still yet? She is still having technical difficulties with her audio.
Yes, it's.
Is it storming there?
Yes, it's storming. Yeah.
Okay,
It's
we can hear
still
you.
storming. It's not as. All right, fantastic.
So tell me now some about your career. Yeah, I can. I can hear you.
I have been really blessed, as you know. I'm prior Navy. I was a naval electrician. I worked for Kodak.
What happened? She bounced out on us again. So let's talk some about what's happening soon. I am honored and privileged to be traveling to Nairobi, Kenya, with Dr. Reuben West. Dr. West is a global civility ambassador and so much more. There are going to be 13 delegates from the United States touching down in Nairobi on Friday. And when we get there, from what we understand, it's going to be magnificent. We, as African Americans in this country, don't really get the full gist of what it's like to be in Africa. And a lot of people are saying, well, I don't want to go to Africa because I'm not from Africa. Well, let me tell you something. Your heritage is. Even if you don't feel like you are, your heritage is. And we always hear about slavery. Slavery was an interruption to our history. It is not our total history. So when you start at slavery, you miss all of the kings and the queens and the engineers and mathematicians that our ancestors were and still are. And so I am excited to go back. We got Dr. Lotus back, so I'm going to stop filling it in and let her talk.
All right. So, as you know, I've been an engineer for some of the top companies on the planet. But the most important thing in my life is engineering my own company so that I can employ not only myself, but other people who need to be employed in this vein of contributing to the world.
Right.
But let's face it, when we are doing anything on social media, when we are doing videos, we are coaching, whatever it is that we're doing that places us in front of people, we have a greater opportunity to plant our feet firmly in the sand and make an impression that will long outlast us after we've transitioned to the next existence of life. And that is one of the most proudest things that I can share. And the reason being is because guess what? You know, Barbara, you and I are on social media right now, but only God knows who is being touched, who is being changed, and not just by our words alone. You know, most of the time when I go on my show, the Lotus Richie Ignite show, I have people come, and I've probably shared this with you. Before I do anything, before I go on my show, I pray. And I ask God to bless the message that is supposed to come through us out to the world. So even in the most remote places, the message that God has for whomever, whoever our voices are ordained for, so that it will be received.
That's good.
I know that it's working because I've had people from other countries contact me and say, hey, I'm trying to get a hold of this person that was on your show. I saw this person on your show, and my son's in another country and he needs help. And I was able to pick up the phone and say, hey, Dr. Harper, how you doing? It's Dr. Richie. I need your help. And just
That's
because
amazing.
your help, that person's life changed like that. And so for me, out of all the things I ever do, being able to share my story, my platforms, my love, and my time with people such as yourself, with people such as the Black Business Expo, Dr. Eric, Mr. Mark, and everybody that we've been connected with, that is one of the proudest things that I'm most proud of. You know why? Because there are a lot of people that saw that Black Expo that felt that they couldn't do it anymore. The pandemic had got them. They've
Wow.
been under, that they couldn't be anything. There were people that looked like you and me that thought that they could never be more than they are today. But that Black Business Expo gave it hope. And you know why it gave it hope? Because all of us jumped in. All of us on all these platforms. We
Right.
jumped in and we said, yes. Yes, we are. And yes, you are. You can be, do, and have anything you want. And that's what I'm proud of. You know, you wanted me to talk about my career, what I've done. I've done so much for so many and so many corporations, but most importantly, I'm doing something that God gave me to bring to the world.
That is so valid and so wonderful. So tell us some about your excursions to Africa when you did the foundation that you're a part of.
Well, actually, I was slotted to go to Ghana in 2019, and I was going to travel to some other places. And unfortunately, I didn't get to go because of COVID. But because of all the work that I do, and had to do it on social media, a large part of it, I was discovered by people worldwide. And they began to connect with me. And they saw my work and they said, you know, Lotus, we want you to be a part of this. And so when Dr. Florence contacted me and told me about the Foundation Lab in Burundi, Africa, I said to her, well, send me some information. I need to see what the foundation is about. What is the purpose? Who are we serving?
Yeah.
And then once I realized why we're serving and who we're serving, I prayed about it. And only after that, I said, I will answer the call. When I was asked to be a part of one of the Wise Inner Circles for Female Wave of Change, and I met with the founder of the organization, it was great. It was just great. And I answered the call. And the same thing with Women Reach Out with God initiative over in Nigeria. And it's really because of my service. That's all it is. It's
Say it
not
again. Say it again.
service. It's not because I can do backflips, you know, and then do a cartwheel and then break out in split. It's not because of that, because I can't do none of that right now. It's because of my service, my love for serving. And the more we serve, the more God serves us back.
And We can't beat him serving, that's for sure.
no matter how hard we try. And
Yeah.
I'll share with you, if I may, Barbara. This is an inside secret sauce. So I talked to God and I said, God, I have this thing that I do with God. I love to give. I'm just a giver. And I say, God, every day I'm going to do something. At least one act of kindness for somebody. And what I realized that I didn't know before is that when we don't allow people to do that one thing for us in their day, we block their blessing.
Yes.
And I had to learn that. We block their blessing. I had this car, 190E, had given it to myself for my graduation present. And Barbara, I work on cars. I can do almost anything. Tire. And I'm changing my tire in the parking lot. And a few guys came up and they wanted to help me. But I said, no, I'm good. I got it. I got it. I had my hydraulic jack. I swear by him, if I'm doing it right. And I got so inside of myself, I forgot to tighten up some of the lugs.
Oh.
So I'm riding down the street, sunroof open, windows booming, and I'm looking every bit of excellent, not good, great. And I'm feeling myself instead of feeling thankful to God, right? My tire flies off, I kid you not, into oncoming traffic. The street was like narrow like that. And the tire flies off, but I don't lose control of the car. And I pull into a driveway. Don't ask me how I did it. It had to be angels or somebody holding the car up. And lo and behold, I pull into the driveway of a gentleman who is a news broadcaster. I went to his house, knocked on the door. I didn't know it was him until he opened the door. Very nice gentleman. I was able to leave my car there and then go back. But here's what I learned from that incident. God has sent so many people to help me because God always sees how I help. But I said, no, I can do it because I knew I could. But here's the thing. A lot of times when God sends people to help us, we need to just say, thank you,
Mm-hmm.
and don't block their blessing.
Yeah.
I was blocking these people's blessings. God was sending them to bless me, and I was saying no. So now when I do something for someone and they be like, oh, no, don't do it. I'll be like, don't block my blessing. And for some reason they get it. And
Yeah.
so, that's my thing. Don't block my blessing. And don't let your blessing.
That's so good. We talk some about being on Black Business Expo. There are other platforms and shows that you have. Talk some about some of the shows that you do.
So the Lotus Richie Ignite show is a show that it came about because Dr. Sandra Brooks said to me when I first came back to the United States after living over in Japan, she said, well, what do you want to do with your company? I said, Doc, I just want to ignite people. I just want to help them to start that fire on the inside so they can live a freer and happier and healthier, wealthier life on the outside. Because that's what God gave me. And so when I was on the show with a good friend of mine, Kevin Thornton, I was his co-host on the Wellness Architect show. Something said, Lotus, you need to do a show online as well. The Lotus Richie Ignite show, because I want to help ignite people. And so I started the show well before the pandemic happened. And what I learned was that I was able to help ignite people all around the world. But here's the thing. They ignited me.
Want to do it? Want to do it?
What? They what I learned. The more that I give, the more that I get. And I don't give to get. I give for the sake of giving. And that's why me and God, I said, God, I just want to do this one thing, every day. And here's another thing, Miss Barbara. If I donate something to somebody, before I get home, someone has already called me up and said, Lotus, let me get this to you. Hey, Dr. Lotus, I'm doing this for you.
That's the way it works.
The law of attraction works. The frequency that you set on the planet what you put out there in the ether, it will come back to you. It must return to you by the natural order of law.
But here's the thing. People don't know the natural order of law. And so they don't follow the natural order of law. Just because you don't know the law exists doesn't mean it doesn't exist. Exactly. Just because you don't know gravity exists, jump off that bridge and see if you won't find out if gravity exists. Just because you don't know the law of attraction doesn't mean it doesn't work. It's not a law. And so when you talk about the law of natural order, girlfriend, you about to set me on fire in here. And the vibrations that we talk about being up higher. And the vibrations we're talking about being up higher is that high energy that so many people say you and I have. It's because we understand the laws of attraction.
And let me share this with you. I was on the show, my show, the Lotus Richie Ignite show. Jack Canfield came on my show, and of course, many people know Jack Canfield from Chicken Soup for the Soul.
Yep.
With Rhonda Byrne and the Law of Attraction.
Right.
I really like Jack Canfield. I really like his message to the world and his energy, what I've come to know of him. And I got to tell you, I never would have thought that I would be on my show with someone who is a part of the Law of Attraction, the movie. You guys know, right?
Right.
I thought that I would have been on my show with the person who wrote the Chicken Soup for the Soul. But see, this is where my soul was nourished, because I wasn't a chicken. I just made sure I had some soup, which was my secret sauce, to attract what I wanted to attract. And here's the thing, we all can do it.
That's right. Say it again. Say it again. Say it again.
We all can do it. We all have the power. This is why I say ignite and take flight in every area of your life. Because guess what? There is no miracle too small not to manifest. It's just like what Tyler Perry said to me. And I say this to people. They say, Tyler Perry? Not personally, but I know what Tyler's message has done for me. When I was in Japan, I said, when I go back to the United States, I'm gonna start my practice, and I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna do that. And I used to listen to Tyler Perry. This one message in particular, he said, when you have seeds, you gotta plant your seed basically, and you can't spread your seeds all over, because what happens is you don't have enough water to water all the seeds, so none of them really flourish. But you have to have enough water to water that one seed. And he said, one day they own a car shop, the next day they own a hair salon, the next day they selling insurance. I did all three of them things. So I knew he was talking the truth, and he was talking directly to me. And I would play it in my office, and I guess people would think when they would come in, excuse me, Miss Richie, I guess they thought Mr. Tyler Perry was there live, but he was very much live, very much giving that message to me, because I learned that I had to make way for the one thing.
Yes, the one thing.
The book says the one thing. I
That's
had to make the one thing and water that. And since I watered the one thing, and all it was is the Lotus Richie Coaching and Consulting, the Lotus Richie Ignite Show. That's it. And everything from there just started to happen. It wasn't nothing that I told you about the backflips and cartwheels. It wasn't because I was doing backflips and cartwheels. It was that I was leading with love.
That's right. And that right there will get you to the next level. And speaking of that, we are at halfway of the show. Do you believe it? It's time for us to take a commercial break. We're going to be right back with Dr. Lotus Richie. Don't you go nowhere. Stay right there.
I had the opportunity to work with Lotus Richie and her team to create a promo video for my business. And let me tell you, she and her team are pretty darn outstanding. I had recorded a video that we were going to use in the promo. And during our meeting, they actually walked me through what worked in the video and they provided suggestions for improving the video so that I can actually capture the audience and the clients that I want and the people that need my services. They actually told me what I could add to the video and how to set the entire thing up so that when people watch that promo, they will come away knowing who I am, what I do, and why they should contact me. So if you have the chance to work with Lotus Richie and her team, you are not going to be disappointed.
And we are back. Thank you so much, Lotus. Dr. Lotus Richie is on my show. I am honored, excited, delighted. Oh my God, just over the moon with you being on my show. Cannot wait to work more with you and what you're doing, all this wonderful work you're doing. So you were talking some about your passion and your show. I know there's so many things you could talk about, so many things that you're involved in. Talk about what's your next. What is your next? What are you doing next?
I've got about 4 books that's about to come out. I've got a book that I co-authored with Dr. Sam Abube and several other folks out of Nigeria, Africa. Sam is amazing, and I'm humbly honored to be a part of that. I just did the foreword on an amazing book with Brenda Robles, The Lesson in Me. It's just incredible. So that's getting ready to come out. I believe it's going to hit the fan the end of this month or the beginning of next month. We're tightening up some things on that. Definitely going to be on the Black Business Expo that's coming up in August. Yes, I am one of the MCs for an event called Hope, Health, and Healing in Branson, Missouri. It's coming up in August. I cannot wait. It's going to be a 3-day event. I'm on that with just a host of speakers and trainers who are just powerful in their own right. Even government officials going to be there. And this is the brainchild of Jill Reynolds. Thank you, Jill, because I know Jill was like, come on, Lotus. Jill Reynolds. And of course, I'm going to be in Kansas City with my friend, Mr. Dr. Mike, I call him DJ, Mike J. Freeland. He is a global civility ambassador.
Yes, I know Mike J. Freeland.
Yes, that's my man. That's my brother. And we are going to have the wonderful pleasure to have Sakoni Prince. He's going to be there. Christine Kozacek, she's going to be there. And the remarkable King Sir Clyde Rivers is going to be there. King Sir Clyde Rivers is going to be there in Kansas City. And that's just a little bit of what I'm doing. And also this month, I am hosting a event. It's online with a great friend of mine. His name is Malcolm Ching from Hawaii. We are doing a Survive and Thrive, and it is a 4-part series. You got to be there because so many people, Barbara, when the event happened in Texas, when the snow happened, many people lost their lives. They were burning furniture to take care of their children. They even had one family where the mother and the child passed away. And the father and one of the other children, they did not, but they were in critical condition, all because, from what I understand, they got in the car in their home, in their garage, they started the car and forgot one thing, to open the garage door. And so the mother and one of the children perished because of carbon monoxide. Mm-hmm. And so in the Survive and Thrive, what we're going to teach people is what to do in a pandemic or in an emergency situation. Did you know, Barbara, that you could take a can of Crisco and light and warm your home for 72 days?
72 days?
Hours. Let me make that right. To be like, wait, everybody gonna go and get Crisco. They be like, Dr. Lotus said 72 days. I'm not paying another electric bill. No, 72 hours.
Yeah,
I don't want General Electric and none of them coming after me. But
I did know that. I did know that.
72 hours.
Yes.
And during the Survive and Thrive, we're going to show them how to do that.
That
And then at the middle of this month, I have a free webinar that I'm going to be training people on how to really upscale their business by getting connected to the right people at the right place and really continue to boom their business. And this is something I've started doing once a month. I'm doing a free webinar training once a month that I'm doing. And then I've got another exciting health and wealth conference that's coming up with Rogie, Women Reach Out with God initiative, coming up in the latter part of this month. The months come by so fast. Coming up in the latter part of this month. And it's just going to be phenomenal. So I've got a lot of things going on. Of course, you and I are going to have some stuff coming along, which we are not putting out yet. But make sure, folks, you see us on the Black Business Expo, because that's where we're going to be. And if you're going to be in Africa, make sure you check Barbara H. Smith out, because that's where she's going to be.
August the 23rd to the 29th is the Black Expo USA coming up in 2 months?
Yes.
Ooh.
Yes.
Wait a minute. Not even 2 months. This is July.
Yeah, this is July. That's why I say the months just go by so fast. It's just ridiculous. The months just go by so fast. But here's what we know. The months will come and the months will go. And as long as we have breath in our body, we will still stand. We will still give this positive message of love, light, hope, health, and healing to everyone around the world. Because like I always say, we're bringing inspiration to every nation. Why? Because we can.
Because we can.
That's right.
I love it. My husband was just walking by the studio and said, that lady and you together, y'all burning the stage up right here, because y'all have the same energy level. So funny. But let me ask you this. You talked about we are going to do something in the future.
Yes.
I want to peep that a little bit. Just
okay. If you want to tell them a little something, go ahead.
Nah, I'm gonna just let them wait. I'm gonna wait a little bit. That's a teaser.
She's gonna give y'all some secret sauce. She know how I am about the secret sauce. But you will be seeing Barbara on my show as well. She will be on the Lotus Richie Night show. As many of you know, she's getting ready to go to Africa. I'm happy she going, but you know, Barbara and I live kind of close. We recently found out.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can't wait to have Barbara on my show. And that's all the secret sauce we're going to give you for now.
For now. Okay. So you have siblings, family here in New Jersey?
Yes. And so many people know I live in Washington, but I'm in Jersey. That's why it was storming here, and it wasn't storming there where Barbara is. Barbara, the lights blacked out and everything. That's why I disappeared off the screen, because the lights blacked out and everything. But I do have siblings. I have an older sister. I have a younger sister, and I have a younger brother, and a host of cousins who are like brothers and sisters to me. Have a very close-knit family, a lot of aunts, and we had a wonderful time gathering around the pool on yesterday and eating up all the wonderful food that my mother made and some of the family members. My brother was on the grills of steel. He was doing his thing. So I just had a wonderful time. But yes, I have siblings, I have extended family, and I have some friends who have become sisters and brothers to me, like DJ Mike Freeland, Saucony Prince, Pamela Luheen, Patricia Rogers. I could name folks who have really become sisters and brothers to me. And I can't call everybody's name. I might miss somebody, but those that know me and that are very close to me, they know who they are. And I know I can pick up the phone if I need to talk to, Kim. Kim, you know who you are. It's the Kim Jacobs Show. So I can pick up the phone and I can call. And now I can pick up the phone and I can call the Barbara H. Smith.
Yes, ma'am. You better know. You better know.
That's right. And my brother Eric Kelly, my sister Maxine, my brother, Mr. Mark Lee in the background. And so what I've learned, Barbara, from all my travels and from everything that I do is that people just want to be loved,
Yes.
cared for, and appreciated.
Appreciate it. That's right. Well, we got Phyllis Weaver out there just saying it's a great message, and Angie Elting from Washington, D.C. saying hello.
Yes, Phyllis Weaver is my sister. She's been trying to get on the show and couldn't. And Angela Elton, mwah, love you, girl. She was like working. She was working her digital fingers trying to make sure everybody could see the show. And I was like, yeah, go to YouTube. No, 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 no. And even now, she's sharing this out in Japan. She's sharing it in Africa. She's sharing it in Australia and all over the world where she could share it. She's sharing it out now. So thank you, Angie.
That's so cool. And let me tell you what just happened. That Kimberly McLean marketing magician has this show now airing on Amazon Fire.
Go, Kimberly, go. I'm telling you, Kimberly, that's another one. I told you, I named Kimberly is so sweet. She's amazing. She's very intelligent, very strategic, and she's so down to earth. I just, to get to know her is to get to love her, And a lot of us, we because I know me, because I moved away from home at 19 to go into the military. I'm close to my sister and my brothers, but I'm not as close. And we become family when we're on social media. We become family when we go into these conferences and stuff like that. And I'm really thankful that many people out there, Emilio and his wonderful wife, Emilio Roman, brothers and sisters.
That's my brother. And now, ladies and gentlemen, let me bring to the platform Dr. Eric Kelly.
Hey, ladies, y'all are just wonderful. I was talking with Mark, so I have something that's going to be incredible. Very incredible. We're going to be seeing what we can do with Dr. Lotus Roche and you, Barbara A. Smith, as a tag team. New show when you get back from Africa.
Oh, what?
Yes. When you come back from Africa, we're going to get a tag team of you and Lotus Roche, and I haven't figured out the name yet, but I know it's going to be incredible. Ladies, when y'all open up, with the statements about child abuse, I think from time to time, we don't share enough about things that are abusive in our communities. When I talk about integrity and being committed to the commitment of just life in general and sharing your greatness, I think a lot of times people don't really realize there are genuine people on the planet, Black folk on the planet, who truly want to give. And I can truly say both of you ladies are doing a lot of giving. And, this is a Black Business Expo plug, of course. August the 23rd to the 29th is going to be phenomenal. We did 138,000 people in June. Wow. And we're looking at our numbers. We started out with 36,000. We went to 46,000 and did 97,000. And now we're at 130,000. We believe that we're going to hit 200,000 people in August. And what people need to realize, it is not about everybody coming on the internet. It is about people who want to be in business, who want to understand business, who want to deal with business. It's a CEO business audience that is saying to kids across the world, Black people can do business together. Black people can work together. Black people are intelligent. And more importantly, Black people love each other. And so I want to thank both of you ladies for being a part of this project. When people talk about revolution, when you talk about doing something for change, and I did check with the Guinness World Record book this week. I had to go check them. We have done something that nobody else has ever done, and that's 7 days a week, over 100 speakers, 24 hours a day. And for those of you out there who have not seen it, you can go to our website, because again, we're going to play this for 3 more months, and we will probably have another 100,000 people getting a chance. But that's Black Business Expo USA.com. I am Dr. Kelly, and as I say,
don't you go nowhere. Don't you go nowhere, because you forgot one. You forgot one important thing to say.
Yes.
It is about the Black businesses. Yes, it is. But it's more importantly, it's about our kids.
Yes, yes, ma'am.
Yes.
I'm glad that you brought that out. Calm down. I'm saving the best for last. I was gonna go there because I think what happens, y'all gonna stop. What happens in this country, we continue to talk about value. And I quoted a statement: when you don't value your value, then your value is not valuable. And who is our value? Many people think you're talking about yourself, but we're talking about our kids. The Black Business Expo's mission is to give out scholarships to kids all across this world. And in August, you will be able to sign up. And we don't look for the A students. We look for that student who says, I want to go to college and I want to be in business. Because 9 times out of 10, when a kid goes to college, that kid finds a business and leaves college. Okay? Not saying that is our mission for you to go and stop, but our mission is to say, if we can change the lives of business owners from across the world and change the lives of young people from across the world, then we've done our job. We don't have to worry about duplication and replication. We have to worry about what is it that we're going to do to share with our youth in terms of letting them see us do something more than rump shaking, rapping, dancing, and singing. What else can we do as a people? And I believe that once we do 8,650 people, 24 hours a day across this globe, it's going to change what people see us as Black people around the world.
All right.
And there you have it. Dr. Eric Kelly the third in the building.
That's the mouse mic drop.
She dropped the mouse.
That's right.
The mouse.
Well, ladies, I want to tell you, y'all are doing an outstanding job. And we can't wait to see where you're going. For those who don't know about Lotus Richie, please make sure that you check as we're going to be sending out information on this network. What we're going to do is the commercial that you sent us, we'll begin to play that commercial with all the shows that we're doing so that we can continue to push people your way. Because a lot of times what happens when people get into a relationship, and let's be clear, it's not called a dictatorship. It's called a relationship. And that is the challenge for most people. They don't understand what a relationship is.
Yes.
Now, you do a lot of shows. Barbara's doing a lot of shows. Mark Lee does a lot of shows. We're going to share our network with your network, with Barbara's network, with Mark's network to ensure that our message gets out. Because that's the most important. Not the shows, but the message.
Exactly. And I concur, and I'm humbly honored, and I'm very thankful. And I see some of my tribe on the show right now, and we have a young lady out there, Phyllis Weaver. I talked with her, and she definitely wants to be a part of what the Black Business Expo is doing. And several of my tribe members, Sisters Bouncing Back, Women with Vision, Roki, Foundation Lab, just so many folks who I am a part of their tribe and they're a part of my tribe. I tell you, if you don't know, now you know. So make sure you get on the train with the Black Business Expo. It will not just change your life, it will make your life better than you ever thought.
Well, one of the things that I like to say to you and to everybody, because a lot of times people don't know that the Black Business Expo is one of the sponsors of the Black Business Network and the Black Business Olympics. And we have not rolled out what the Black Business Olympics is as of yet. But I'm going to just give you a little teaser. Can you imagine all of the Black advertising agencies all over the world competing to share with the best advertising in advertising. Can you imagine what all the great trainers and speakers competing against each other to see who is the number one speaker in the world? That is what you know. My phone's gonna ring. That's what it's all about. And I always say, this is reality TV. You get what you see. So the Black Business Olympics, of course, is the umbrella for all that we're going to be doing. And for those out there who would like to be speakers, make sure you go to our website, www.blackbusinessexpousa.com. And you know what, Barbara? I know you've given me the opportunity to sit on your platform and view, all the great people. I want to thank you for allowing me to be on your show. And for those of you out there who don't know anything, how about that masterclass? That masterclass is in 5 minutes. You got to come to the masterclass. Ain't no need to play. Ain't no need to sit back and say, well, you got to come to the masterclass. And ladies, I want to thank y'all for allowing me to be a part of this wonderful evening this evening. And as I always say, genius is common. And Mark, I'll see them on the other
side.
I love it. I'm happy that he came. I said he's right, so
yes. And Phyllis is out there. She's talking. She said it's awesome. The young people need to be taught and equipped to become entrepreneurs. Absolutely true. She shared the message with her sons, and we are sharing the message with the world that we are here to help bring up our young people and teach them how to become entrepreneurs, because that small business is what runs this country.
Of course.
And that's what we need to teach. And we've been slack on our job. We really have. As a people, we have been slack on our job. And I'm guilty, just like so many others, but that day is changed. We have got to teach. And this masterclass is one way that we can teach them. If you go after the show to bit.ly/capital BHS lowercase masterclass 2, you will be meeting with me, and we are going to talk about how you get to your next. What tools, what strategies, what tips, what techniques, and it is a fun time. I know it's late, but it's well worth the time you're going to spend. Dr. Roche, any final parting thoughts you have?
Yes, I like to say this. I know you said, I know it's late, but here's the thing. We will go and work our fingers to the bone for somebody else. And now you're giving a call to action for people to come and work from the comfort of their own homes, where you're giving them information that's going to help them expand their reach and raise their revenue. And when I say revenue, I'm not just talking about money, folks. I'm talking about your intellectual revenue. So I would say I'll see you guys on the other side, because those are my final words of wisdom. Don't talk about it. Be about.
Ooh, that's my favorite saying right there. I love you to pieces, Dr. Roche. I thank you so much for being on my show. I can't wait to be back here so that we got to do something. We're going to talk after this week when I'm away. I need to call back and find out what's a good time to do the matchup for us.
Right, because when you're in Africa, what's. I know y'all want the secret sauce, but we can't give it out just yet.
We can't give it out yet. So we want to thank everybody that's out there. Phyllis, thank you so much. Nelson E. Roberson Jr., thank you so much. Angie Elting, thank you so much for sharing space and time with me on the Barbara H. Smith Show with the fabulous, phenomenal woman. That's her, Dr. Lotus Roche. And we'll see you on the other side. You know what time it is? It's time for you to step into your greatness, because the world is waiting for you. I'll see you at 9:15 at bit.ly/BHS Masterclass 2. Thank you so much, Mark Lee. Love you guys. See you next week. Hi, I'm Barbara H. Smith, known as the Masterful Presenter. If you could figure out a universal language, personality code that connects with potential client, how powerful would that be? I empower people to communicate better what they do, what they have, and what they bring to the table.
People love to buy. I don't need you to sell it to me. I come in there with an intention, and that's what you're going to do going forward. You're going to go into networking events with intention.
I am here benefiting from the wisdom of Barbara Smith.
She gave so much information on how I can just excel in my business, and I'm taking it to a whole nother level.
I'm learning a lot that I didn't really know about my business.
The information that she's been presenting has been informative and helpful to me.
If you have not been in the presence of Miss Holmes Smith, you need to make sure you do so. Her workshops are authentic. She comes with such training, and she just graces you with her presence, and she allows you to feel the experience like none other before.
Hi, I'm Barbara H. Smith, known as the masterful celebrity speaker, trainer, and coach. I help people come up higher, discovering their purpose, their plan for their life. I teach, I coach, I motivate, and I help corporations all over the world. Not only do I help corporations, but I help small businesses and individuals. I'm a mentor and a business coach and strategist, and I can help you get to your next. Why do I do it all? I do it enthusiastically because I recognize that all that I know, all that I've learned, all that I've obtained, I can give it all away and still keep every single bit. So I don't mind sharing my information, my knowledge, my skill, because I recognize that genius is common.